let's get this shit turned sideways.
Come on, bro. I tested it and it worked.
I heard you test it.
Sons of my bitches.
Sons of my buzzballs. You mean to tell me that a lobster made all of these shrimps? Was your joke?
Is that Wanda Sykes?
This is shrimp fried rice. Hello, everybody.
Hello. How you doing? Welcome
Welcome.
to the You're Not Down podcast.
This is the You're Not Down podcast. I'm your host, Michael Halftime Rubio.
And my name is Luis.
Comatose.
Luis what?
Comatose.
Luis Comatose Castillo. How's it going, everybody?
How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us for another week
Of You're Not Down.
of You're Not Down. Yeah.
What are we drinking today?
We're drinking some Buzz Balls. We got a variety pack here.
Buzz Balls. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of these. Mine is called Choco Teas or Choco Teas.
I think I'll start with the orange one then.
Funny enough, Choco Teas.
It's called Peach Balls.
Not really crazy.
Yeah, it's not very original.
All right, we're cracking them.
Crack it open.
Yeah, what is this? It's like, I mean, mine is straight up alcoholic chocolate milk. This is 15% alcohol in this little bolita.
Yeah, same here.
These will hit you quick out of nowhere.
Yeah, and this episode is brought to you by Buzz Balls.
They gave us no money for this. We just make terrible decisions.
I paid money for them.
We're grown men
That's disgusting.
drinking shit that's called peach balls.
It tastes like peach cleaning supplies.
No, I love, dude, this one straight up is Nesquik.
Yeah, that's why I thought I should save it for last.
Oh, good. Fuck, now I'm going to regret this.
You can switch it up. It's never too late. Make a little concoction of the
Mama
three.
Didn't raise no bitch. Hell yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Super glad we rehearsed that for an hour before. Oh, should we get into fun facts
Fun
already?
facts. Yeah, I can start off with mine.
Hit it.
As the audience is going to learn, I shop at Goodwill from time to time. I've never actually washed a single item from Goodwill.
That's disgusting.
I get all my costumes from there.
And you don't wash anything.
I don't wash them. I even spray painted one. I purchased, spray painted, wore, threw away. No wash in there.
Do they wash them before they sell them?
I doubt it. It all smells like mothballs, right?
Yeah.
It's just dust and mothballs.
So you're disgusting then.
Yeah, I'm a disgusting boy.
Is there like a reason that you don't?
It's usually a time.
Time?
Yeah. If I need
You
to
have time to spray paint a whole ass thing, but you don't have enough time for a 40-minute wash.
I don't have time to wash and then spray paint. I'm on a tight schedule here.
I don't know. I mean, like, I think, you know what? I actually don't wash my stuff, but I buy it from like Macy's and stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Not
wash that
Macy's.
What?
I don't know.
What a weird thing to talk shit about.
Yeah, Macy's.
Fuck Macy's. I don't know how I feel about that one, actually. Because I'm just like, I'm always thinking, who wore this before I did, you know?
I always imagine a dead guy. It all came out of a dead guy's closet. Maybe the same dead guys.
You have a shirt called that says Dick Trickle on it.
Yeah, that's my Dick Trickle NASCAR shirt.
I don't know who Dick Trickle is till this day, but that's just a funny sentence.
That's a guy's name. It's not a sentence.
That poor bastard. But just
Unless he says like my dick trickled. That's a sentence.
the amount of times that could be used.
Dick trickles.
Oh man,
Dick
my
trickled.
dick be trickling.
Yeah, that's his parents had a sense of humor.
Well,
It's kind of like a boy named Sue scenario. Yeah, made him a man. Made him a real fast driver.
I hate that song actually.
What?
I used
Dude,
to love
everyone loves that
it.
song.
No one loves it.
Everyone loves that song.
Does anyone really love Johnny Cash though?
Oh,
I just think that's everyone's kind of like beginner, like starter pack to like being cultured or thinking you're cultured, you know? Like you go from listening to the Shrek soundtrack, you listen to NSYNC when you're younger, and then it's like, oh, this is a great song, A Boy Named Sue.
You
Johnny
saying he's the gateway drug
yeah.
to culture?
Edgar's in love with Johnny Cash.
Yeah, who isn't? It's the man in black. Yeah.
No, for the clothes though, because I mean, like, there's fitting rooms. That's the thing. People try stuff on. I've tried on a shirt before that smells like straight up bo.
Yeah. I just go in the store. I don't go fitting room
But,
because you
like,
got to find the key and stuff. Like someone's gonna steal something from Goodwill.
Do girls try on like underwear and like bras and stuff?
Are you saying like brand new?
Yeah. Like, do they try them on?
I have no idea. Maybe they
'Cause
go
that's disgusting.
over the clothing or something. You can't get a proper fit that way.
No, not at all.
Yeah, there's just the amount of nipples in a bra. I don't know if that's something that I would want to do.
Wash your damn clothes, man. That's disgusting. My fun fact. Did I already forget it? I had one planned.
Yeah, one
God,
cocked and loaded.
cocked. I actually forgot it. No fucking way. Give me a second. I'm gonna remember this.
Your fun fact.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, here it is.
My fun fact, I had my first kiss at age 15. I was a bit of a late bloomer.
Eh,
I mean, I hear people are like 6th grade, 7th grade, whatever.
I was 25.
with Joanna.
Yeah.
No, I was 15, and it's kind of a weird story behind it too. We're actually from the same town in Mexico, technically. Our families are from
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
And you and me met in high school, not knowing each other from before, and the fact that we're from the same small-ass town. But anyways, I used to go every year, and pretty much my dad always brags to us how like he was such a ladies' man when he was younger.
Oh, yeah.
And he had like girlfriends in neighboring towns, you know?
Oh,
This is the most
like numerous?
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
At the same time. It's he told me the most gangster thing I've ever heard.
What's that?
He said that he would hang out with one of his girlfriends, then say bye, saying that he has to go to sleep, hop on his horse,
Oh.
and go to the next town and meet up with his next girlfriend.
I mean, if you have a horse, you have multiple girlfriends.
Yeah,
right?
that's usually how
Yeah.
that works.
That's how you do it.
Straight gangsta. But yeah, no, so we went to this town, and so yeah, since my dad was always like super proud of his charm or whatever, like he expected his boys to be that way too.
Yeah.
That poor guy, he got the two, I mean, the most like the least confident sons that like just we know we don't have much to offer.
We got to live in the shadow of a guy who had multiple girlfriends and a horse.
And horse. What do
That's
we
hard
got?
to live up to.
I had a 1996 Nissan Maxima.
Yeah.
That was my horse. But yeah, so I guess he expected us to be kind of the same, and yeah, just we were shy. I'm still shy to this day, but yeah, we're sitting in like in the plaza, sitting on a bench, and it's me, my brothers, my dad, and my uncle, and then pretty much the tradition there, it's like girls walk in one circle, guys walk the opposite direction in that same circle. And if you see someone you like, you buy them a rose and you talk to them.
Okay.
It's actually a beautiful
Yeah,
tradition.
that sounds romantic.
The fact that that's still a thing, like to this day, you know, it's
Young
pretty cool.
juvenile love, you know what I mean?
Juvenile.
Yeah.
That's assuming that you have the balls to talk to people.
You know, you don't have to talk to them. Just hand them a rose.
And then what?
And then
You
you're
sprint
married.
away.
And this is Mexico. You
That's actually how it
probably
works.
she's pregnant.
Yeah, no, so we're sitting down and it's like an off day. This happens like on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
This is an off day, so it's pretty empty, but there's a group of girls around our age that were just walking back and forth. Not even doing the full circle. They were just walking back and forth in front of us, you know? So clearly they kind of like wanted to
Yeah,
talk.
they're eyeing you.
Yeah, and so my dad's like, "Hey, go talk to them," and we're just like, "What? Like, no, like,
Shaking your head
yeah,
like,
like, no. What are we gonna say?" It's like, "Come on," and it was funny because one girl was actually just dragging a baseball bat, just dragging it.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, that's usually.
That's a red flag.
But so I mean, it was a red flag, but at the same time, we just used that as an excuse. We didn't want to talk to them regardless. You
Yeah.
know? So we told my dad, we're like, "No, like she's carrying a bat, like she's crazy." And he was like, "Oh, so if she didn't have a bat, you talk?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right." He was like, "A ver, chicas." And he talks to them in Spanish. He's like, "Hey, my boys say that if you didn't have the bat, they'll talk to you guys." We're like, "Oh, really?" And they threw it.
Oh.
And I was like, "Sons of my bitches."
That's how you get it.
Yeah. And so I'm like, "Damn it." And so then they walk over, and my dad's like, "All right, pick one." Like, I have this whole lineup.
It's like a buffet.
Yeah. Buffet of little brown boys. And so yeah, he told them to pick one, and then one of them got all bashful. I must add, she was the cutest one of the group.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. For the sake of the story.
It's like, let me have this. Yeah, so she got all shy, and one of the girls was like, "Oh, well, my friend here likes the one in the black shirt," And I looked down and I was wearing a black shirt. I'm like,
You look down.
I was like, son of a. And so my dad's like, all right, go on. Like, go talk to her. Like, she called you out already, essentially, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to. And so my uncle, he was pretty much like, I'll go if you go. My uncle, it's also a way Mexican families work. You always have an uncle that's like your age.
Okay, I was worried that your uncle's like 45 and now talking to 15-year-old girls. Like, oh, let me go. Let me have this one.
Currently, my uncle is maybe like 33, and I'm about to turn 27, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, pretty close in age.
I'm uncle age then.
Ooh.
Almost.
I'm sorry, man. And yeah, so he was like, all right, like, I'll go. And I was like, oh, come on. So, like, they literally forced me. Like, they pushed me to go talk to this girl.
Yep.
And so we start walking. We started doing the loop, you know? And I was like, dude, I don't know what to say. My Spanish wasn't that good back then. And the only line that I thought I could say, I was like, oh, this is going to spark a whole conversation. I'll be good. I said in Spanish, ¿Tienes MySpace? Do you have a MySpace?
Nice.
And she was like, no, ¿qué es eso? Like, what's that?
Oh.
And I was like, fuck! Like,
Swing and a miss.
that's all I had. That's all I had planned.
Do you like baseball? I would enter with that.
No, so it was just the most awkward conversation where, like, I mean, there wasn't a conversation, you know? But yeah, we go sit down. My uncle buys everyone ice cream. And this girl, it's me sitting down, me next to my girl. She's
My girl.
my girl,
Yeah,
Alejandra.
Oh.
And she's next to her friend, and then my uncle's at the other end. And so pretty much my girl turns to her friend and says, I'll make you a bet. If I kiss Luis, you have to kiss Gerardo.
Yeah.
You know? And then she was like, no, let's not do that. She's like, no, come on, like, do it. And she kept saying no, and she, like, grabs her friend's hand, forces the handshake, and then turns around and just mouth rapes me.
Oh, just tongue right in the
Tongue
right in the pie hole.
Tongue between the lips.
Oh, nice.
And so she, like, just starts, like, kissing me, and that was my first kiss ever, you know? I don't remember it going down this way, but my uncle says that I audibly said, whoa.
Yeah, with her tongue in your mouth.
Yeah. But so she kissed me, and I just felt like such a gangster all of a sudden. And so I end up walking her home. And I think the best part about this story is I'm all gangster, you know. I walk her home, and I was like, oh, like, can I have your number? She's like, yeah, sure. And she grabs my arm, and she has her, like, eyeliner or something, you know, her little pencil. And so she writes her number on my hand, or on my arm. But here's the best part. Mexico numbers are long. They got the code in the front, and then they got, like, just extra numbers. That number took up my whole damn forearm and, like, leaked into the palm. So I walked home with my freaking head held up high, and I was like, I just kissed a girl. Currently, she has 3 kids. She's married.
How many of them are named Luis?
All of them, I think. But also, how good are my kisses that you get pregnant 3 times?
3 times.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't another guy. That was me. But no, late bloomer. I thought I get made fun of for being so late in my life.
And it's nobody else's business but your own. You know what I mean? You be proud of you.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. Trying to. This is
Dick Trickle.
This is my support your boy voice.
Hi, dog.
Hey man, nobody should mess with you.
It's just the weirdest comforting friend to have. But yeah, that was me, man. I do wonder about her sometimes.
I wonder how she's doing, how she's feeding a family of at least 4.
Yeah, dude, Mexican girls are freaking aggressive over there.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Aggression is the one thing that I'm not into.
You don't like to get slapped around?
Nah, it's not really my flavor. But if it's yours or yours.
What? Oh,
yeah. I'm talking to the audience
here.
Here
At the You're Not Down podcast, we encourage a little slapping around. If it's consensual.
Consensual slapping.
Here at YNDA. Okay, this is terrible.
YDNA.
Forgot the name of our podcast. Let's just shut it down. Yeah, we encourage consent here. We're good fans of consent.
Yeah.
Right?
I am fully willing to agree to that statement.
Just in case we ever run into some trouble along the line, we could rewind to this episode.
Let me ask you one thing.
What's up?
Were you wearing that hat out there? And why are you wearing it now?
That's right. Like we just didn't explain it. For the listeners who are not watching the video, I'm wearing a straight up cowboy hat and I'm wearing a flannel.
Yeah.
Stagecoach weekend. Stagecoach weekend, baby.
Baby.
Stagecoach is a country music festival every year.
Country.
Well, God, that was cool. Country.
Country.
Yeah, so we went last year. We talked about it on one of the episodes.
Right.
We talked about Roxy. We talked about Tara. We
Tara.
talked about all of our favorite people.
Including Tara.
Including Tara.
Yeah.
Who was upset that I left her name out.
Yep. Not this episode. Tara.
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 Tara!
Pterodactyl.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be this weekend. And I thought, in the spirit of it, like, it got canceled obviously for Corona. I thought, let's bring some of that Stagecoach spirit to our house,
Why stop?
We hosted a little Zoom meeting. Everyone dressed
It was a Zoom party.
Zoom party.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was gonna dress up. I'm the one that had my cowboy boots on.
Pretty much the only one.
Yeah. But no, it was fun. We played a few games on there. We brought the bucket. If you guys remember us talking about the bucket, I went to the store and I bought 2 actually. Ended up finishing 1 by myself over the span of 2 days. But good Christ, like I blacked out. The fact that I blacked out during quarantine, where like you shouldn't black out.
The big bucket is for a group of people who are partying.
Yeah, there's a spout because it makes it easier to pour it
To
up.
share, yeah. It doesn't come with a straw.
Dude, I ripped off the lid and I drank from the actual bucket.
Just lapped it up.
Yeah. Because I finished that and then I started the other one. And good Christ, dude. I still feel it right now. I woke up at 2 p.m. today.
Yikes.
Yeah. But, Stagecoach, baby. I thought it's still technically the weekend, so I had to wear... There's a helicopter flying outside.
On this mic can pick it up. That's a normal occurrence in Inglewood.
Yeah, helicopters.
For our audience out there, that helicopter was not added in for comedic effect. There's a murder suspect on the loose.
Dude, because we don't live in a dangerous part, really. Inglewood, see, you might have heard of Inglewood from the countless rap songs.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg, Mac 10. I mean, Snoop Dogg's not from here, but...
It's all reference. The whole West Side Connection.
It has a bad rep for being dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Bunch of families.
But then you got the occasional helicopter flying around. The occasional, I guess my neighbor killed his whole family and then burned the house to the floor. Like every other neighbor.
That's America.
Beverly Hills has that.
Nah, but it's pretty chill out here.
Yeah. But 4th of July is a confusing holiday for us.
It's always 4th of July though. I hear loud booms and I just assume it's fireworks. I don't even go out to check anymore.
No?
Nah, that's a firework.
I've heard gunshots over here for sure.
You sure it wasn't just fireworks? No. The screaming in pain led you to believe that it was actual gunshots?
No, there was actually I think the cops were looking for a guy. I guess the report was he assaulted his wife and he had a gun and he was hiding somewhere in the neighborhood. So they were scanning. That dude was hiding in my friend's backyard.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
That's trippy.
Yeah. Did we tell the G-Money story on this?
I don't think we've ever told the G-Money story.
I guess just in the spirit of Dangerous Ass Inglewood. There was a story.
Of a man named Brady. Of a man named G-Money.
So I live in a guest house alone, but whenever my oldest brother is back in town from Colorado, he stays here with me. There's a spare bed.
Sure.
And so here's the thing. My brother has night terrors, or he talks in his sleep, he walks in his sleep, he laughs in his sleep, which is the most terrifying
that's diabolical.
Yeah. And so he's just done the weirdest shit where whenever he's here, I sleep with my bedroom door closed just to have the separation between me and I actually have a fear of him choking me in his sleep,
And laughing the entire time?
Yeah.
And blaming it on night terrors?
Holy shit. It's starting to make sense right now. But no, so he does some crazy stuff, man. There was one time I used to be a server, and so sometimes I would have the closing shift. I would get home at 3 a.m, and I would always because he's a light sleeper in the sense where his body will wake up, but not his mind. So he's still technically asleep, but any little noise will jolt him up,
All right.
So I always try to sneak in, creeping in from work. And so one day I open the door and it creaked a little bit, and he just sat up like a
Undertaker style.
yeah. He sat up and then grabbed his blanket and started walking towards me
Oh
with
God!
just like wide eyes, and I was like,
Just
oh.
Hail Mary, Mother of Grace.
Just start
strike
sprinkling holy
down
water.
this sinner now.
No, so he walks up to me and he goes, "Did you see it?" And I was like, "What?"
Oh
Did I
God!
see what? He was like, "Number 2. Did you see it? My blog post." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Are you asleep right now?"
My blog post.
My blog post, my number 2 blog post. And then I was like, "Are you asleep right now?" And then you could tell he like kind of snapped out of it, but he still wasn't fully there.
Mm-hmm.
Where he kind of just started looking around and went like, "Oh no, oh no, no, oh no, no," and then just crawled back into bed and knocked out. I was like,
Oh, God.
"Okay." Yeah, he's done.
You didn't
that.
drive a stake through his heart?
Dude, I'm ready. I sleep with a heavy flashlight next to me. Like, that's gonna do something. Yeah, he's done that. I've heard him laughing a bunch. There's been times, speaking of helicopters, actually, I one time heard him just get up and say, "What the fuck?" And then he like came over, or like came to the living room and opened the door, and I was like, "Yo, like, what's going on?" And then at that point, he snapped out of it, and he just starts laughing. He was like, "Dude, I could have sworn I saw a helicopter landing in our backyard." I'm like, "What the hell?"
He's going out there to investigate.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I'm
Another-
waiting for the night though that you wake up with sleep paralysis,
Yeah.
and see him standing over you, just uncontrollably laughing about his latest blog post.
Don't even speak that into existence, man. I hope that guy never comes back from Colorado. But yeah, no. So one night, and this goes back to me having a heavy flashlight by my bed. One night, I was up late. I was texting or whatever, and my brother was the longest asleep, you know?
All right.
And I heard something just quickly run across the roof. And I was like, "Oh, probably a possum, probably a raccoon."
Yeah, for sure. It's Inglewood.
Yeah. And my brother goes, like, Chio. Chio's my family nickname. He's like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably just a squirrel." And he was like, "There's someone on our roof." And I was like, "Nah, like, I'm sure it was just an animal."
Yeah.
And then
You're not even fully awake right now.
yeah, but like now he's looking at me and saying, "Chio, there's someone on our roof." And I was like, "All right, let's go do this."
Yeah.
I put on my shorts. I put on a jacket with like nothing else on. I just have the freaking gut hanging out.
Yeah.
And so I go outside. We both go. We walk out. And dude, we look up. There's legs dangling from the roof.
Oh my God.
They're just dangling from the roof with a baseball bat. Second baseball bat story. Yeah, they're just dangling. And I was like, "Oh shit," you know? And my brother goes, we're not confrontational guys. We weren't like prepared for anything like this.
Yeah,
obviously.
who would be?
But so he goes, "Hey, what's going on here?"
In his authoritative voice.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on here?
As he's also like shirtless,
Yeah.
hanging out. Yeah. So then the guy just goes like, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. Can I come down?" And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "Here, you can take the bat." And so like we grab it, and then he's like, "Can I come down?" We're like, "Sure, I guess." And it's funny. This guy was like 4'7", too, little guy, and like he looked a little bit like he was on something maybe.
Yeah.
And he was like, he kind of had slacks and a dress shirt, but like all untucked and like kind of
What?
sloppy, and he looked a little bit dirty. And
Shoot that guy.
He must have been in his 30s, and he was like,
I don't condone violence.
fans of consent and pacifism.
Pacificity.
Pacificity?
The
Pacifier.
duchy on your left hand side.
Pacifier starting Vin Diesel. No. But yeah, so he comes down.
Pacific Rim. All right. He comes down.
He comes down, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I was running away from my dad because he started beating me, and so I like ran, and then a Rottweiler started to chase me, and so then I like ran and I hopped the fence, and I was just trying to get away, and it was just like a weird story that didn't really add up, but
I think you're trying to rob this place.
yeah. But so we're just like, and it was our baseball bat too. He must have picked it up from like our backyard or something. And so we're like, "All right, dude, we'll leave." He's like, okay. And so he's walking, and he walks by one of our cars and like quickly checks his reflection, And we're like, "What
God,
the hell?"
this is a psychopath.
Yeah. But whatever, he walks away, and then we call the cops, whatever, just to keep an eye out, even though we should have done that before.
Yeah.
But that day made me realize I'm not prepared for any type of thing like that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the main part of the story. When he first came down, he goes, "Okay, first of all, my name's G Money." And I say, "Hold up."
That makes the most sense out of everything you've talked about so
I was
far.
like, if that's the first thing that's coming out of his mouth, I can't wait to hear the rest.
Yeah.
You know? My name's G Money, and he shook our hands.
Sounds like he's looking for a record deal.
Dude, he's got one. I'll fully fund that
A
thing.
name like G Money.
But yeah, no, we promise Inglewood's not that bad. From the occasional gunshots to the occasional G Money on your roof, it's not that bad.
Hey, you're good here.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to know where to be and when to be there, when not to be there.
And how to handle someone on your roof.
Just have a large flashlight that you're ready.
Should we talk about some drunk stories?
Yeah, let's talk about some drunk stories.
Guys, thank you for everyone who participated. If you remember,
We reached out to all of you all,
yeah,
and all of you all. We reached out to all of you all, and we asked you to send us.
are you having a stroke right now?
I'm not even sure what time it is, but I'm sure that clock behind us will tell us. We asked you all
There you
to
go.
send us
There you go.
your drunk stories.
Hey, he did it.
And you delivered better
we
than I
asked-
did.
We were tired of embarrassing ourselves on this podcast, so we asked for your guys' most just ridiculous, crazy stories, whatever. And so we got some, and I guess we're gonna rate some right now.
Yeah.
We got one right here. This one's actually for my brother. It's a short one, but the fact that I know the full story is kind of more like hilarious. But he says he got on a plane to go to a work convention at 7 a.m. still plastered. Very vague, but if I'm thinking about the same story,
Yeah.
because he had this thing, and then we had to pick him up from the airport. We drove to San Francisco to pick him up.
I can't even imagine being drunk on a flight.
Dude, but that's the thing, because we pick him up, and he was just so chipper and like so happy, and he was laughing and stuff. And I was like, okay, either this guy really misses us because it's been a while since we've seen
Right.
him.
We know that's not true.
Yeah, definitely not. And
You just talked about driving a stake through his heart.
But yeah, so I asked him, I was like, yo, are you drunk? And then he just starts laughing. He was like, definitely.
Guilty.
And I was
Guilty.
Like, dude, like he just looked trashed, and he was slurring a bit too. And I was like, oh God. And we got home, I think we got to the hotel. I think we stayed in San Francisco for like the weekend because that's where his meeting was. But he gets to the hotel, he unpacks, and at this point now he's sober. He opens his suitcase, nothing but socks. He packed while he's like blacked out drunk,
Yeah,
you know? And so I don't know what was going through his mind. Like, all right, we gotta pack. All he packed was socks for the whole
Socks.
thing.
The good thing about socks is that they're a utility item.
Yeah.
You can use it for a variety of reasons. Makeshift sweatbands.
You can
Right?
you can staple them together and make a shirt.
Yeah.
Which is what he probably had to
Cod piece.
do. I think he went to that meeting with what he was wearing, but he had socks to spare.
Yeah. Numerous pairs of socks just in case his feet got sweaty.
I thought that was the funniest thing, man. Because I'm just but the fact that he discovered it at the same time we did. You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't active in his mind that like, oh yeah, I know I only packed only socks. That was one we got. What else we got?
I got one from Jalen Kalmansberger. I hope I got that right.
Probably
Forgive me
not.
because I can't read English or Spanish.
You don't read too good.
But I'm going to paraphrase his story a little bit. Turns out he's not a big drinker. And the best drunk stories, I think, start off with not being a big drinker, right? You don't know how to handle it. So he talks about being at his in-laws' house. While his wife's taking a nap, he decides, let me get a head start on this whole night. I guess he might have been a little worried that she would have stopped his drinking binge. So he cracks open a bottle of, is it Vanilla Crown Royal?
Disgusting.
He says he downs 13 shots and
Holy.
3 bottles of Budweiser in half an hour. before his mother-in-law points it out and calls him out on it a little bit.
This sounds like someone who listens to our podcast.
Yeah, it's the target audience. So anyways, his wife wakes up. He's at his in-laws' house. They're about to play a friendly card game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
During that whole process, as the family's reassembling, he projectile vomits right onto his mother-in-law's couch. Right? So everyone's screaming at him and trying to help him get to the restroom or something. His wife points out that the trash can's only feet away, and he proceeds to go to the bathroom anyways. And he says as he tries to shove his head in the toilet to puke it out, he bashes his nose on the seat, right? Causing his nose to bleed. So now he's not only projectile vomiting into the toilet, he's sneezing blood into that same toilet.
He's got a whole concoction. He's got a cocktail mix in there.
And he mentions the only thing worse would have just been shitting at that point. And based on how he was positioned, that might have not made it into the toilet. That would have been the worst case scenario. Yeah, but he mentioned that he said he got vomit and blood all over his LeBron hoodie. That also sounds like our target audience, right? And overall, it says he woke up in a bathtub in someone else's pajamas, which that's something nobody wants to do.
My first question is, who changed him?
Yeah, someone just in a bathtub. That's that's a feat of strength. That might have been the father-in-law.
See, I know because Jalen's been I don't want to say a fan of me because that's not true.
All right, Jalen's your biggest fan. Go on.
No, he followed the show that I worked on before this, and then he was a fan of like that podcast and my friend's podcast, and now he like carried on over here. He joined the dark side. So I know this guy, not personally, but like, you know, we've talked on the internet before. So, and I see pictures of him. One would even say he's a burly guy.
Describe him to me. Paint me a picture of what this guy might look like.
Think of what a Wisconsin guy looks like.
Got it.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, he looks a little bit tall. He's not the bad kind of burly. He's just a man.
Oh, all right.
A real man's man. He's got like a
kind of man who downs 13 shots and 3 beers in half an hour.
He's got a goatee. It just sounds like I'm describing you now.
Yeah.
He's got a goatee. He's burly.
Burly.
But yeah, no, so to carry that much of a man into a bathtub, first of all, either your mother-in-law is a bodybuilder, or
do you think he earned the bathtub though?
He earned it?
Yeah, like, do you think if they carried him into a bathtub, that means they were capable of putting him into a bed?
But you already threw up on your mother-in-law's couch.
Right.
You don't want
your nose is bleeding and bashed in.
There's so many juices coming out of your body from multiple holes.
I wonder if they just let the water run. I always would let the water run, have him wake up just wet.
In pajamas?
Yeah, someone else's. That's the most uncomfortable part about it for me.
What?
I don't ever want to. Yeah, I don't want to be in someone's pajamas. They got the sleep sweat like built into those.
You haven't borrowed like friends' clothes to go to sleep?
Just never. You know why? I never put myself in that predicament because anytime I go and I'm going to spend the night at a friend's house or something, I always make sure to pack extra socks, so I don't have to borrow anyone's clothes.
I actually don't even like sleeping over people's places, man.
It's uncomfortable, isn't it?
There's something about it, dude. Here I am sleeping in your bed, you and your girlfriend. Yeah, no, there's something about it, dude. I would rather call like the most expensive Uber.
Yeah, for sure.
Coming from like down the city or whatever, instead of like just crashing there. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it. And because have you seen all those memes where it's like, oh, and you sleep over at a friend's house and they don't give you a blanket? And it's like they're sleeping under like a rug or something.
A rug or the cushions to a couch or something.
I actually had that experience one time where like my friend got a hotel for his birthday. And this is when I was 19. And so it's like he had alcohol. So it's like, oh, this is great. We have our own place and we have
rock
alcohol.
on.
They go to sleep at 11 p.m., dude.
Ugh.
And I was like, what? And I was like, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm going to go out. And so I drunkenly walked to the promenade and I snuck into a bar. I went up to the bodyguard the security guard, whatever.
Bouncer?
Yeah.
Doorman?
Doorman.
Coffee?
Coffee. Pineapple. But yeah, no, I go up to him and I'm like drunk out of my mind. And I say, I'm sorry, man, but like, I just really need to use the bathroom. No place is open. I'm about to pee my pants. Like, can I please just go in and come back out?
Yeah.
And he was like, are you 21? And I was like, no, but I'm literally about to pee my pants. He's like, all right, come on in then.
Oh, excellent. God bless that guy. He's
in.
fired now, but
I go in.
Security work.
I use the bathroom and then I just wait for a little bit. And then I come out, you know, and I'm kind of like looking around.
Yeah,
like,
where is he?
Like,
where is he?
Yeah, did he forget about me already?
Uh-huh.
And so I was good, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm 19, I'm in a bar, and now I'm like buying alcohol, you know? So I freaking felt cool, first of all.
Freaking cool, man.
Freaking cool, man, bro. Mike was saying how I talk like a bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I sit down, and I like just make friends with friends next to me, like almost immediately. You know?
Yeah.
I sit at the bar, I order a beer, and it was like two Latino people. It was a guy and a girl, and the girl was pretty cute. Holy shit, do I like cholas? I'm starting to realize.
You've been talking about them every week
No,
for a month and a half now.
I'm talking to both of them, and they're both super chill. And then at some point, the girl turns around, and I just quickly asked the guy. I was like, "Hey man, I just want to know. I don't want to like overstep a boundary. Like, are you guys dating?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh no, man. Like, we're just friends." I'm like, "All right, cool. So you don't mind if I, if I give it a shot?" He's like, "Dude, go for it." And so she turns back around, and we start talking, whatever. And we're flirting a little bit. Nothing. I'm at 19, you know. At 19, I was freaking.
You got that flirt game on point.
Not really, dude.
You got that young juvenile
I'm
blood
a
in
straight
you.
pussy, bro.
God.
Thank you for thinking so highly of me, though. Yeah, so I start talking to her a little bit, and I forget what happens because it's not like it was like she wasn't into it. Like we were talking, it was kind of mutual, but I don't know what happened. But at some point, she leans in and says, she whispers, "You feel safe right now, Wissa?"
Oh God.
And I was like, "Oh shit! Like what?
Run out of there.
Who
man.
says that?"
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, I did.
I did in this fine establishment with very loose security.
I felt safe until she asked me if I felt safe.
Then you start putting the pieces together, and you're like, "All right, shoddy security." Chola out here asking me if I'm safe and calling me essay.
Maybe I should have gone to sleep at 11 p.m. like everyone else. But yeah, no, so I ended up leaving, and my friends kept calling me because I didn't have a key for the hotel, you know. And so they're calling me like, "Dude, come back. Like we don't want to leave you out." And I was like, "All right, fine. Now's a good time." My life just got threatened, you know.
Now that I don't feel safe.
But so I go back to the hotel. They open it, and of course, it's the birthday guy. So he claims the one bed in the room.
Yeah,
fair.
It's his birthday.
There was a couple who shared the futon, the pull-out couch.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I guess also fair.
It's making a little sense.
I got the floor.
Classic. You're a floor guy.
I am a floor guy. I don't mind it too much. But no extra pillows. No extra blankets. I shit you not, dude. I slept with a little hand towel.
Dude, that's messed up,
over
man.
like my chest, and I try to tuck my hands at least under it, you know?
That's messed up.
Yeah, it just reminded me of those memes.
You gotta see, when you slept on the floor next to me, I at least tossed you a pillow.
you chucked a pillow at my face and then demanded me to come into bed with you.
That's how you host somebody.
All right, let's talk another. I got another submission.
Yeah.
This person asked us to leave his name out because he will run for office eventually.
Oh, okay.
We have a listener that might be a big deal one day, and he doesn't want this story to come out. But yeah, so he pretty much he said he was pre-gaming with friends. Let me just read it. Pre-gaming with friends. They had me drinking Joe's Zombies, which if I remember correctly were just Everclear on ice with some alcoholic mixer. So 300% alcohol plus ice. I had 2 within a short span of time. The next thing I know, I find myself at In-N-Out eating dinner by myself. Didn't make it out. The next thing I know after that, I'm walking back from In-N-Out to the apartments with a takeout tray in my hands, which out of guilt and confusion, I yeeted Lord knows where. That's all I remember. Pretty mild story. When I rehash it was wild for me to teleport from place to place and to have robbed In-N-Out of one of its trays. I think that's hilarious because just the fact that like he like now gains consciousness, like,
Yeah.
sees that he stole a tray.
Yeah, he's a criminal.
Yeah, like now he's on the run from the cops. First thing to do is just yeet,
Yeet.
yeet out of there. Yeet.
That means like slam down with force, right?
No, I don't know actually.
I'm pretty sure when you yeet, that's like. So the way I heard it described to me is when you say Kobe as you throw something away, you say that for accuracy.
Okay.
When you say yeet, you mean you're using that for power. So he yeeted it.
I don't know.
That's what I thought.
I mean, I don't know what's actually right. To me, it was always like I took off type of thing.
Oh, I see.
I don't know.
Oh,
We're not hip. We don't.
ask your local politician.
But no, that reminded me of there's that video. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a little kid who accidentally took a cup from like a pizza parlor he was at or something, you know?
Yeah.
And then he realized that he took it and he didn't mean to. He was raised right. And the mom just starts messing with him. She's like, "Oh my God, you stole that? Dude, the police are going to get you."
Oh,
and
God.
he starts crying. He's like, "No, like, I don't want to go to jail." Like, he just has this cup and he's freaking out. That just reminds me of this. We're just first impulse is just to fucking take off.
Yeah, just run away.
I think the point of reading these stories was to take embarrassment away from us, but these just always keep reminding me of more of my drunken stories.
More of your stories?
Yeah, just a quick one because that reminds me. I was at the beach, 4th of July. I'll make it quick. We were drunk, and I took a leak outside of a restaurant.
Please tell me it's broad daylight and they're open.
Most definitely. No, that's exactly
the
what
patio window.
No, we were day drinking, and so I pissed like by a dumpster, and then as I'm like turning around to almost leave, there's a lady like shaking her head, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I just gave her a thumbs up. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I go in the restaurant. I yeet in the restaurant, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. Did you yeet and eat?
Yeeted and needed it. Also had a stroke just now.
Yeah, coffee.
Yeah, so I go in there and I'm with my friends. I'm talking to them, and then a cop comes in, and then he says, "Is this the guy?" And it was that same woman who was outside. She was like, "Yes, that's him. Thank you, officer." And I was like, "What the?" He was
snitch
like,
rat.
"Yeah." So he's like, "Sir, can you follow me?" I was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm like blackout drunk, by the way.
Yeah.
And so I follow him, and my friend comes with me because he was like, "Dude, Luis is trashed. Like, this isn't gonna go well for him."
Yeah.
You know? I don't know what took me over, but sober,
Just instantly sober.
super
Nothing like
articulate.
a cop walking into a restaurant looking for you.
Yeah.
To just sober you up right to the core.
And also, you're Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I follow him, and he goes like, "Oh, well, you know, that woman told me that you were urinating on public property. Is that true?" And dude, just the articulate, sober person that I quickly became, I was like, "That's not true, officer. If I needed to use the restroom, there's one in here. Like, I don't understand like why I would go outside."
Yeah.
And he was
doesn't
like,
make any sense.
And he was like, "Okay, well, like, you know, I didn't see it, so I'm not sure." I was like, "Honestly, like, I don't want to pull this card, but I don't know if it's because of the pigmentation of my skin."
Pigmentation?
The fact that drunk Luis can say the word pigmentation.
I feel like only drunk Louis says pigmentation.
Yeah, so I was like, "I don't know if it was because of pigmentation, but it's just not true, sir." And he was like, "Okay, well, I didn't see it, so just be careful." I'm like, "All right, well, thank you."
Yeah.
As soon as I said pigmentation, my friend cracked up, yeeted his ass back into the restaurant. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm not going to jail for this guy. He just busted pigmentation. I'm going to go enjoy my Whopper.
Yeah, so I go back in there. And because everyone, not only my friends, but everyone else in the restaurant saw this cop escort me outside, you know?
Yeah.
So I go back in and I go, "I totally pissed on that dumpster." And everyone started cheers at me and I just start high-fiving.
Yeah. Good. Was the lady there to see it?
Nah.
Oh, man. What a snitch rat.
Dude, I freaking peaked back in the day.
That's better than my drunk stories. When I get drunk, I just start running.
Wait, where are you eating off to?
I just run. I've done it in Vegas. Just
You
get
did that
drunk.
recently.
Yeah, I try to run home from your house.
We went to a happy hour. And the thing is, like, I blacked out too. My parents told me that you just try to run home.
Yeah.
Where we were leaving and my parents are like, "Oh, we'll drop you off. You live really close to me." And so like, yeah, we'll drop you off. You're like, no, I'm good.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll walk there. They're like, no, Mike, get in the car. You're like, I'm good. And you fucking
Start
run.
booking it down the street.
You cross the street like through traffic, and they're like, what the hell?
Dude, it's much like you in that when you're sober, you do things that when you're drunk that you don't do sober, right?
Yeah.
You use words like pigmentation,
For starters,
right?
yeah.
You could take a look at me, at my burly self, and realize that I don't run. But you get me drunk, I take off. I'll yeet here and there and every which way.
You're Usain Bolt.
Yeah, insane Bolt.
Insane Bolt? Usain Bolt?
I'm saying Bolt is Usain Bolt.
Stupidest podcast ever.
The unsubscribe button. That's gonna be the quote of the show.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs down button. Yeah.
If you guys are listening and made it this far, stop. Pick up a hobby.
Yeah, pick up a hobby. Crochet, knitting.
Read a damn book.
Find woodworking. You could learn that in the shower.
I know you have some pretty tame drunk stories, I think. Besides your halftime moments.
Yeah.
You're pretty good. You don't do
Well, that's because I have halftime. I don't full time. You know what I mean?
Oh my lord! Went down the wrong pipe.
I was gonna try to make a yeet joke, but I feel like we're done with that.
Yeet. Yeah, you have pretty tame stories, but yeah, it reminded me that my brother has his night terrors.
Yeah.
There was a time we had a movie night here at my house.
Yep.
And we were watching a scary movie, The Conjuring, if you've heard of it. We're watching this, and you knock out like you usually do. You show up to my house, you're asleep within minutes. And so, yeah, it's just me, the meat, and you you're asleep. But we're watching, and it's a scary movie, like I said, and I love scary movies, so I feel good. But all of a sudden, you're still asleep, and you just say the words, shove them.
Shove them.
And me and Joanna both looked at each other, and we kind of like, we were a little bit confused. We're like, we didn't necessarily process what you said. And then at that moment, you wake up, and you said, what'd you guys say? And we're like, we didn't say anything.
I heard you guys talking, and you needed to shove them at that moment. It all makes sense if you think about it from my point of view.
And we're like, dude,
I don't know how, but
like literally, you just said shove them, and like we're watching a movie about possession, and here you are, shove them, and I was like, oh hell no.
I think the creepiest thing I've said, I talk in my sleep, and mostly it's gibberish, and you can't hold me accountable for what I say when I sleep. I'm just making that clear. But one time my cousin was sleeping over at my house. We were a bunch younger. She said she woke up in the middle of the night, and I was lying down like Dracula, like sleeping Dracula pose, right?
Uh-huh.
And that my head turns like quickly towards her with my eyes closed.
Okay.
And I say these words to her. I suffer. Talk about driving a stake through someone's heart.
It's because it's such a sad sentence to say too, you know? Because even like, put aside that was terrifying. That first of all, Dracula position, then
just quick jolt.
But then I suffer. It's like now you want to just have a sit down conversation with you. Like, everything all right at home.
I'm usually a pretty jolly guy, but I guess my sleep self he suffers. He just wants to shove people. I don't know.
If you ever do anything like that to me again, dude, stake right through the heart.
I won't even be mad. I'll be dead.
You're like, my suffering.
Thank you.
Is now.
Thank you.
What do you say? One more drunk story?
Yeah, hit it.
This one cracked me up, dude. This one also was asked to be anonymous. But let's call her Daisy. This is one of my good friends.
Oh, Daisy?
Daisy, you know Daisy.
You can't say, let's call her Daisy and then use her real name.
But no, I've known this girl for years, and I've never heard this story ever. So the fact that she told it to me, I loved it. But she said, once I was really drunk and ordered some lube online for $50. Turns out it was a wholesale site, and I now have 1,000 individual lube packs in a carton box hiding in my closet. So if you need some lube, I got you.
Daisy, you could reach us at yndpod@gmail.com.
Please send all the lube over here. Yeah, we have a lube plug.
Yeah. She said 1,000 individual packs.
Yeah, lube packs. So I don't know if...
What is it, like a moist towelette or something? Is it like a ketchup thing? You know, you kind of open with your teeth and
squeeze it out.
It's one of those ketchup packs that you can both squeeze and dip.
Ooh,
yeah,
I know the ones.
I don't know how you use that for lube exactly.
Dipping your dick in it.
Yeah, just bloop.
Just a little. No, that's hilarious, dude. Because it's like you've heard that like don't drink in online shop.
Yeah.
Because then you buy stuff that you don't really need. It's usually like a stupid purchase. Like,
yeah.
Like, I now have a T-Rex costume. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's understandable if you pay $30 for a costume, and $50. Honestly, that's a bargain.
$50 for lube. I'm
for
trying
1,000 lubes.
Well, she didn't know that.
No,
she thought she was just spending $50 on lube.
But see, it's like
that
thing.
That leads me to believe that she was in desperate need of lube.
Yeah.
Right.
And I guess for someone to buy online, like buy lube online, probably someone who's never had a purchase lube before either. You know. It was probably a thing like, oh no, I'm gonna need some. I should buy it. So if you say,
I think I'm taking the opposite approach.
What?
I'm thinking she's an avid lube user.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But don't you think she would know what it costs?
Well, she's drunk.
Okay.
She knows she needs lube. She knows the best deal is online. $50. That's well within her framework.
I just think it's like, let's say someone who doesn't necessarily do drugs or like smoke.
Oh yeah.
It's like. You could go.
How much is one drugs?
Yeah, one drugs, please. Like, all right,
$50.
Like, sold. Do it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was something like that.
Oh, okay.
She needed lube. She goes online. She's like, $50. Okay, I guess. You know, like this is what shit costs.
I also think she needed lube in that moment.
Yeah.
And she went to online to satisfy that need. Maybe not realizing that there's shipping time to consider.
But now she has 1,000 of them.
She's
never going to have to online shop for lube again. Now she's going to be set.
Yeah.
For at least 1,000 more sex sessions.
1,000 sexes.
I can't even fathom that.
Are you drunk? You just use the word like fathom.
Dude, I'm wasted.
Versus the pigmentation, now the fathom. That's an excellent story.
I've been drinking for the past 3 days. And now these buzzballs.
Just buzzing the balls.
But yeah, no, that was such a hilarious story, man.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to just do stupid drunk purchases, but now, because she said that now every time she opens her closet, she sees them and laughs. You know? So it's like, it's a daily reminder.
She's getting her money's worth.
Yeah, I guess.
In enjoyment.
You need some lube?
Yeah, at least 1,000. 1,000 lubes, please.
We should do another giveaway. Once we hit our 250th follower, we'll have Daisy sponsor this giveaway gift. It's 1 pack of lube.
Oh, just one?
Or 100.
Yeah. I mean, she has lube to spare.
Yeah. I'm sure she's trying to get rid of these.
Once we hit 250 followers, we're giving each follower a pack of lube.
Perfect. And then obviously we'll keep some for ourselves.
Yeah.
No, man, I thought that was hilarious.
So
what?
I just wanted to talk about our venture, our recent video.
Oh yeah.
So we reached out to you all, asked you all. Here we are again saying you all 100 times, whatever. We asked you all to send us your not down request, and if you haven't seen already,
yeehaw! Sorry, continue.
Dude, I'm on 2. I know. Completely lost my train of thought with that yeehaw. You yeeted and then all over my plug of this video here. We reached out to you all, and
this has been the longest.
We reached out to you all, asked you all to send us your not down. You yeehawed back to us with those challenges, And we recently filmed one and put it up on YouTube. It's up on there now. It's the jalapeno and raw onion challenge. If you haven't checked it out already, check it out. Please give us a thumbs up on that. Comment on it. Do whatever. Engage us somehow. Because we're two guys sitting in this studio pretty lonely. And we want to know that the world is enjoying the content.
Yeah, no, that was a fun one, man. Because a lot of people were saying like, oh, jalapenos aren't even that spicy. But as I said in the video, hot Cheetos are too spicy for me.
Yeah.
You know? But it was fun. And because that's the thing. It's like, I didn't know if people were actually going to enjoy this. We've been getting nothing but positive feedback on that video. So if you guys want to see more of those, we definitely still have kind of a reserve of like other suggestions that we got. Other challenges.
Well, we mentioned that we plan on filming them and releasing them periodically.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely watch out for those more often. And we might even like open it up to new ones. You know, we want to keep people engaged, involved, and prove how down we are.
Yeah, because that's one thing we are. We are down.
Down ass
Booze. And this is the You're Not Down podcast. You can find us on IG at You're Not Down Pod. Make sure you spell your right and don't be a dum-dum. We're also on Twitter. Our email, I read that to you earlier, yndpod@gmail.com. Hit us up on all those platforms. DM us if you'd like. Just keep in touch with us there. Send us your feedback, too, about what you like about the podcast, because we're kind of just winging it every week to week. So it'd be nice to know what you guys like. And
even what you don't like.
Yeah, even what you don't like. Probably more what you don't like.
We didn't expect anyone to actually listen to us.
And here we are.
Here we are 6 episodes later.
With no one listening to us.
No, man. The support has continued to be nothing but great. And yeah, we did this thinking no one was going to listen. We did it more just for us, you know? So the fact that you guys are actually listening, we do appreciate it. So, and we want to keep you guys here, you know? We want to keep you guys
for sure.
entertained.
Make you a part of the show.
Yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions or want us to talk about something,
stories you want us to read on air,
go yeet into the DMs.
questions you want to ask us, relationship advice, I got you covered all there.
What to do if you have a G-Money on your roof, I got you there.
Yeah.
Wear a shirt at least before going outside.
How to get your exercise in while drunk. Start running.
Cross the street into traffic, play Frogger. We got you on all that. But yeah, should we sign off?
Let's sign it off.
I think that's about it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us again for another edition of You're Not Down. I'm Mike.
I'm Luis.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of the week.
Thank you all.
And as always, drive safe and
consent is
consent is the shit. All right. Everybody, peace out.
Later. Rock on.
Hey.